Well, I've always kind of been interested in space since I was a kid, reading books about space, and it was one of those things that you hope to do someday, but you don't think it's ever really a possibility. But I kept thinking about it, and in college thought it'd be a great thing to do. And after I got out of college and got more experience as an engineer and worked at NASA for a while, and started flying with the Air Force as a flight test engineer, I thought, well, this is kind of a realistic goal now. So I decided to apply, and I didn't get in the first time, but I tried again the second time and got in on the second time. Probably the biggest memory that I have from flying in space is the very first liftoff, because you've wanted to do this for your whole life and you never really think, is this really going to happen? And you know, you get accepted to be an astronaut, but it was about 5.5 years before I actually flew. And so it was a long time, and you start thinking, well, is this going to really happen? You train, you learn how to do it, and then you get assigned to a mission about a year in advance, and you're thinking, wow, this might actually come true. But still, you come down here and you see the vehicle and you think, it's just hard to get your mind around the fact that you're actually going to fly on that thing. And then you get closer and you're being really careful not to get sick or not to get hurt, and you know, you think, oh no, something's going to happen, I'll break my leg and not get to go or something. And then you're sitting on the pad and you didn't know whether the weather's going to stop you from flying or whether a mechanical problem will stop you from flying. And then at T-0 you feel that jolt, and you feel the sensation of the vibrations that you feel in the simulator, but a lot more pressure, and you think to yourself, wow, this is it. I get to do this. They're stuck with me. I get to do this job. You know, they can't change their mind now. And it's just, it just was such a thrill to realize, hey, I'm flying in space today. I think the biggest challenge is mastering the various systems on the space shuttle. There's just so many systems, and it's such a complex vehicle. It's an amazing thing that, you know, a vehicle that can be a rocket and an airplane and a space laboratory, basically. Mastering all those different systems has been a big challenge. Another big challenge is spacewalks. That's kind of my area of expertise, and some of the spacewalks are very challenging, getting all the details down, making sure it is all orchestrated correctly, and then going and executing it. And it's a lot of fun to see it firsthand and actually get to do the job. The biggest surprise, I guess, is just how overwhelming it is. You go through a flight and you're constantly bombarded by these overwhelming views, sensations, everything. And you think, well, I'll remember all of this. And you try as best you can, and it's amazing. You're just so overwhelmed that you can't remember everything that happens in the flight. But every once in a while you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to burn the memory of this event. You know, like you'll see you know, your hometown from space, or you'll see an incredible sunrise or sunset. You think, I've got to remember this. And you just make a point of, okay, this is what it looks like. And you kind of remember it like that.